Thank you everyone for joining us today and for anyone who is watching the recording of our mural update and the project, the coalition, and the campaign as a whole since we started in February of this year. And it's been 2 months of a lot of work and a lot of organizing on behalf of community and storytellers. And we wanted to provide a space and where we could update anyone interested in following the project in regards to what we've been working on. So just to provide a brief overview, Robert, do you want to present a little bit more about what the project is in regards to the policy aspect? And then we can move into the mural and artwork.
Absolutely. Thank you, Liz. Yes, actually the reason that this campaign initiated was because we felt that with the Biden 100-day immigration plan, a lot of his promises from his campaign were not being met, or at this time were not being included in his immigration plan in the first 100 days, which was the repatriation of deported veterans, as well as the reunification of separated families. Therefore, we decided that this particular project could be centered around a multi-phased mural campaign implemented in installing murals across the states to remind President Biden and also secure additional support from our different communities where murals are being installed, to bring it to the attention of congressional representatives and senators to support a series of actions that we are requesting. And number one is, of course, to fulfill a promise from President Biden to bring deported veterans home by passing an executive order or a series of executive orders, as outlined by Senator Tammy Duckworth in the letter that she presented to the Biden administration. We know that this is only a Band-Aid, and therefore, in order to really be effective, we need legislation. Therefore, we are supporting the New Way Forward Act, HR 536, that was recently reintroduced by Congressman Garcia. And even though this does not mention deported veterans by word, just alone the provisions of this piece of legislation would allow with anywhere from 50 to 60%, if not more, of our deported veterans to be repatriated. But not only deported veterans, it makes a clear opportunity for many persons that have been deported to be able to return home to the United States. This also we're asking is for firm steps to end the family separation. We have too many children, U.S. citizen children of deported parents that are struggling every day because of the separation from their parents. They are having to grow up in unhealthy conditions, in an unhealthy home environment because of the lack of their parents being there with them. We're also asking for firm steps to bring home our childhood arrivals, those that were taken to the U.S. at a very young age, and for one reason or other were either deported or returned back to Mexico, that otherwise would have been afforded a legal status should this New Way Forward Act had been enacted at the time that they were removed. That is basically why this campaign has originated, and these are the policies that we are looking to implement, to extend, to make effective for a true inclusive immigration plan that includes our families that are being left out, as well as our deported veterans.
Perfect. Thank you, Robert, for updating us. And we'll continue with the story. So at the moment, we have a new website, which was and it's kindly supported by Veterans for Peace, who are helping us with the funds to make this unique website and available to the public. So at the moment, in the website, you can find the stories from Mural 1 and Mural 2, which are the participants and storytellers that you can see on the screen here. And once you click on the website, you can soon see the stories of each of the persons who are telling their stories through the project and are amplifying the voices, as Robert mentioned, of childhood arrivals, military veterans, families, mothers, and fathers who have faced deportation and need to come back to the US. So we have a QR code here that you can scan on the screen and it will take you to our website, but you could also find the link on the screen as well. And this artwork here is actually made by Javier, who is with us today. And we'll provide a space for him to also share a little bit about his work and his inspiration in the mural. He's currently working on Mural 3, which is pretty exciting for us to see pretty soon this Saturday. So once you go into the website, we want to make sure that everything that community organizers need or the public wants to know, that they have access to the codes for each of the murals. So currently we have Mural 1 and Mural 2 QR codes available to download. These can be used also for the installations, for teaching, for research. So it's very ample, like the things that you can do with them. We also have the mural installation fields guide, which allows you to learn a little bit more about like step-by-step suggestions on how to get a mural to your city, find a wall, and do a mural installation, and the different actions that we are suggesting to go along with the mural installations. And also we also have the coalition information packet and a letter that you can cater to your Congress or Senate representative. So I'll pass it out to Jenny, who I feel is very, connected with the organizers and just updating us on who is joining our coalition, which is growing every day. And it's super exciting just to see the logos just being added onto our current presentation.
Thank you so much, Liz, and thank you, Robert, for that great update on our website and just the many moving pieces with policy, of course. So this is our just a quick list of our coalition members. As Liz mentioned, every day we're working with other networks, other local organizers that are bringing on more community organizations. So we're really proud to show Las Americas and Queer Bar Association. They're doing some great work in El Paso to bring a mural out there. And so they're one of our most recent new coalition members. And you could find a full list, of course, on our website. So for any of you out there that are working to bring a mural home or to near you, and you're connected to an organization, you could also join our coalition. And all you have to do is just let us know that you want to join and you want to be part of our cause, and we could add you to this list. So thank you for that. And I'll go ahead and if you want to switch over to the next slide, Liz. So one of the reasons I really enjoy giving this update because I get to talk about how multifaceted this project is, and it's multifaceted because of our organizers. And one of the ways that we've been able to keep all of our organizers engaged is really through our murals and through our artist Javier. And so we're really trying to stay inclusive and engaged, not only to the stories we originally selected, but continuing to remain engaged and true to our coalition members, to our organizers that are working every day with deported veterans, with immigrant veterans, with other immigrant groups, right? And so as of right now, just to give you a quick update, we are working with 2 other artists. We're bringing 2 other artists on board. And so as you could see here, we have about 9 murals now in the vision creation process. So as you know, we launched with Mural 1 and we recently unveiled Mural 2 in Bakersfield. And so actually on April 10th, you're going to be able to see our Mural 3 that will be unveiled at the Otros Dreams en Acción unveil in Mexico City. So please join that event. And then the next big mural we have coming up is the Mujeres Mural, which will be depicting women in the fight Women in the Fight for Family Reunification, Women in the Fight for Deported Veterans. And so this mural, I'm really excited. We could talk more about it as it gets closer, but it will depict women that have been separated from deportation, and also women that have been in the advocacy fields, right? And so another major mural we have coming up too, and I could let Liz talk a little bit about this, is a family reunification mural that's going to be unveiled in at an art center in Morro Bay. So Liz, I don't know if you want to talk briefly about that before I give the full update about the other murals.
Yeah, it's super exciting. The exhibition actually opened today in Morro Bay Gallery, and it's available for almost like a month and a half. So throughout the month of April and then May. And this mural is being created by Victor Cordero, or Cheeks on Instagram. And he's a San Diego-based artist. And what we're doing with this mural is that we're highlighting different families. So at the moment, we're working with 6 different families. We are reuniting them through art. Most of these families don't have an updated photo with all of their members together. And what we want to do with this is that we want to reimagine the ways that families should be kept together, and reimagine how life would have been without deportation. And some of these families, for example, just thinking about Juana Mendez's family. When she was deported, one of her parents passed away, and last year due to COVID, one of her other parents passed. So since then, since her deportation, she has not been able to see her family or her parents. Luckily, her sister is able to travel to Mexico and see her, but that's not the way that family structure should be. And unfortunately, that's a reality of many of our community storytellers. So we want to create any reimagine, if we get solutions, how would this look like, and that we still have the time, right, to advocate for family reunification, to bring back a mother, a son, or a daughter. So we really want to emphasize the family structure with this mural, and make sure that people understand that the reason why people want to come back, it's not just because they were raised in the US and this is like the nation that they seek as their home or identify as their home, and that English is their first language, but that they also have ties related to family and being with loved ones again. So we're super excited, and we'll be posting more information on our social media about the location and just the exhibition that it's already happening in Morro Bay in California. So thank you, Jenny.
Thank you so much, Liz. And yeah, exactly. And so we're really trying to use these murals to bring visibility to these themes that we often don't, or at least narratives when we talk about family separation, immigration, don't really get discussed. Another mural, in addition to the Mujeres and the family reunification mural we're working on, is a Black Immigrants Deported Veteran mural, which I'm really happy to announce that we have Jelani Abdul Latif helping us with that mural. And so right now we're in the process of recruiting some stories, working with deported veterans that will be able to, bring that experience and be specific about what it means to be a Black immigrant. And a lot of times we don't hear this, when we discuss immigration, we often think about it as, Mexico, US, or often we think, Black Latinos don't exist. So this is a really important conversation that we want to make sure also gets, we also engage with. And then Mural 7 is going to be devoted to our deported veterans that have fallen while in exile. And so actually we have Ivan on the call today, and I'm working with him to get a full list of veterans that have been deported and passed away while in exile. And as you know, for deported veterans that have been sent abroad, a lot of times once they pass away, they have the ability to return home. Their body is able to come home, and of course all of their honors are restored and they're draped in a flag. And so it's really important for us to talk about that, to talk about how bodies can be thought of as differently, right? Just because of death or life. And so that is something we're exploring, and we're going to get ready to do that before Memorial Day. And so again, we're working with Javier, Ivan on that. Another mural we're working on is the AAPI experiences, so Asian American Pacific Islander stories as well. Again, this is something that we think is really important to highlight. We were initially organizing something with the Long Beach Arts Council on this. And so we're hoping to still have that liaison and to really support and capture stories from Cambodian immigrants in LA. And then one of the final murals that we're working on right now, and it's in its inception phases, is the LGBTQI mural. And so we really want to highlight, again, be intersectional in our approach when we're talking about our stories. And so this one, we definitely want to make sure that we capture how being queer, LGBTQ can impact not only immigration, but also deportation, right? If you are deported, we hear a lot of instances of the violence that many folks suffered through, and also the love and resilience. So those is just a quick update. And again, through this mural project process and through these different stories, we've really been able to capture and engage many communities. And so we want to continue to be inclusive. And so if you have any ideas or want to suggest a mural, we're email us, contact us, and we'd love to hear it.
And Jenny, if I can just add something, I was sharing this information with Liz right before you came on board. I have been contacted by a deported veteran to Korea. He's actually in Korea. So for that mural number 8 API, this is going to be a very good opportunity. And I understand that he is in contact with other people that have been deported to the South Pacific. So it's going to be an opportunity to make contact with others that would fit under the API experiences on mural number 8.
Thank you so much, Robert. Yeah, and that's exactly right. If you know someone that would be great for these murals, please let us know. We want to know about their stories. We want to capture them. And as Liz mentioned, we have the QR codes where we are trying to record and have their story, not just their picture depicted on the murals, but we also want the public to engage with these stories. And so that's great. Thank you so much, Robert.
Welcome.
And so next, Liz, I could start talking about this, and then you could also add here, you too, Robert. But yeah, we could start with this one, and then we could flip to the next slide. But this is what it looks like. This is all the outreach that has happened in the past few months. It feels like longer, but it's only been since February since we really started organizing the mural project. As you can see, we have over 30 cities and counting. There are actually a few cities on here that we're not even counting, that are already ready to go. And so we're really excited. So just to give you a quick idea, all of the red little dots are the murals that we've already installed. The orange dots are ones that are scheduled. And as you can see, most of the dots are still in yellow. And those are the ones where we're still organizing right now in communication with our local organizers, with our coalition members, to make sure we could make that mural happen. But those are our sites that seem very likely. And then you'll see a few dots that are in green. And so those are areas of interest. And, since the beginning, we've been talking about, initially when we launched this mural project, we definitely wanted to make sure that the stories were close to the community members, right? And where they were deported from, or where they live in their hometowns. And so we still have a few sites where we need, or we're trying to establish some contact to get some murals there, particularly Dallas, Atlanta, and Florida, not necessarily Miami. It could be another place in Florida. So if you have any contacts there, please let us know. And this is a really good moment to also say that in some of these instances where you see the yellow dot, folks still organizing, a big barrier has been actually finding a wall. So for example, we need, in Compton, we're still looking for a wall. We haven't been really successful in securing one. A lot of times, you know, we get leads, but it's difficult to find a wall at some point. So if you have any leads, you know, please let us know. And you know, a lot of times other organizers have found ways to work around that. So just on Sunday, you saw Santa Monica, right? You saw Kathleen and the VFP folks and MFSO folks out there install a mobile mural in some ways. And so, you know, yeah, just want to give it up to our organizers for all their creativity, all of their support, and just, you know, being true and committed to this cause. And so just finally, before I ask you to flip to the next page, Liz, just wanted to point out that our big grand install is in Washington, and that I could let Robert and Liz talk about that as well. But that'll happen April 19th through the 21st. The actual date of the install will happen April 20th. So we're really excited. And I think Liz is going to talk a little bit about some of the virtual actions we're also going to be planning so that we all can engage during that install. And then these are just event flyers that we have created. Liz is a genius when it comes to graphic design and many other things. So you could just kind of see some of our flyers. Whenever local organizers are getting ready to install a mural, we like to give them a design, a graphic. We create an event. We'll set up a press release and share with our press contacts and just promote. And so if you want to know more, again, how to bring a mural to your site, what kind of support we provide, you know, contact us. There's a lot of resources on the website, as Liz mentioned. But if you prefer just to kind of talk about it, you could also just, you know, feel free to email us and we could set up a time to talk.
Yeah, thank you, Jenny. And I want to point out that all of these events have been different and I feel very personal to the city. So for example, I could speak about my experience with the Fresno installation. We had an installation hop, which happened in the morning and then late at noon. So these two events, we invited community storytellers that currently live in the Central Valley to talk about their stories. We also invited community organizers, folks from the university, from the city, and just community members who wanted to speak out about what deportation is like and the effects of it. Because at the end of the day, this is not a foreign conversation, and many of us have experiences with this conversation and this topic. So for example, in our morning installation, you know, what we hope that organizers can do is to invite maybe the store owner or the person that facilitated the wall to speak about why they chose to support this action. And then, or for example, with the Fresno installation with Let's Roll Fresno, they had a Sunday vendor fair. So having these opportunities in public spaces to also, I feel, make it more visible what deportation is like and how communities organize on behalf of our communities who can't be here in person advocating for their cause. We want to make sure that, you know, even people who might not know what's going on, for them to see the murals in person and just start asking questions, to start scanning the QR codes and start sharing the stories, and hopefully stories, you know, get to the right people that could help us make a change happen. So I just really wanted to point that out. And as we mentioned, these are all unique to, you know, their circumstances, but we want to make sure that folks that join our action. So for example, Mexico City is having their event this Saturday, and the lineup of speakers is amazing. It's similar to Fresno. We have poetry, we have live music. So we just want to make sure that, you know, we're using our creative spaces to also bring light to the stories.
Yeah, thank you, Liz. That's such an important connection here, right? Is really, again, that each action that you organize, that your community organizes, it should feel true to your community, true to the people that you have. And so Liz talked a little bit about Fresno. I was there for the Fresno and the Bakersfield unveiling, and same thing in Bakersfield, right? It was very unique, thanks to our organizers, Randy and Julie Solis out in Bakersfield. You know, we heard, as Liz mentioned, from the shop owners. And a lot of times that's what we found, right? The folks that are willing to say yes to host these murals, to house these murals, to care for these murals, are folks that are in the same, have the same stories. And so it really does become the space for resilience resilience and resistance. And so it's been a beautiful experience just to kind of see where all communities end up, right? How they want to organize. And so there's actually, Liz talked about Mexico City and their online event. Los Angeles, Santa Monica, they're also thinking of doing a vigil and going out to the VA, posting the mural to, make a claim. We also have an event in Phoenix happening, and there we have 2 deported veterans that were deported for a marijuana charge, and now marijuana has been legalized there. And so we're really making sure that we bring attention to those stories, those cases, right? And so there in Phoenix, they're thinking of, they're working with the Chicano Card Club and the Art Center and the local American Legion chapter there to try to organize some type of event and cruise through. So again, they all look different. In St. Louis, they're talking about potentially putting the mural on a billboard. El Paso is focusing on Laura Mesa's case. She's a deported veteran who went through sexual violence throughout her time in the military. And so they're actually commissioning other muralists to work around our existing murals to really make her story real, right? And to really commemorate it. And so again, these events are it's not just like a one and done mural, right? It's really creating space for community to come together and really rally around the arts and really the cause, right? So those are some of the upcoming events. I could talk a little bit about this next slide that is going to be about spaces of advocacy, but then I'll pass it on to Robert if he wants to add here a little bit about policy. He's been doing a lot of great work. And so again, at these events, at the end of the day, we do want to, again, be targeted in our ask, right? The new way forward and executive action for deported veterans. But a lot of times, these spaces, these conversations that happen while we're posting a mural, installing a mural, we want to encourage you to invite elected officials. They might not come, but some might, right? And it's really important to at least know where elected officials stand. So in Bakersfield, we invited Mayor Brian Osorio, and he did come out, and he was very supportive of our cause, and he is now working on passing a proclamation on behalf of deported veterans, right? So again, these events and spaces are really important moments to make that ask. And then I could talk a little bit about UTLA and Delano, but I feel like Robert and Liz, you could also chime in here. And so I think Kathleen just hopped on. But UTLA, United Teachers of Los Angeles, which is the second largest teachers union in the country, just passed a motion adopting and endorsing our project. And so, we want to be really specific again that, our asks are all about family reunification and really targeting and making sure that people see all the ways that families are separated, right? And so that includes, as Robert mentioned at the top, separation from parents, right? So US children being separated from their parents, or just children in general seeing their parents go through deportation. And so that has been a very important connection that we want to continue making. And so one of the ways we've been able to, or we're trying to keep that conversation going and making these connections is also through op-eds, right? Or writing opinion pieces for local newspapers. So here are just some titles. When Dr. Joe Biden visited 40 acres in Bakersfield, in Delano, we had just done our Bakersfield install where we had the mayor of Delano. So to us, it was really important to have some type of presence there, right? We of course wanted to honor Cesar Chavez Day and farm workers, but at the same time, we wanted to use this space to call attention to Dr. Joe Biden that, even though there's a Farm Worker Modernization Act, the system of deportation is still staying intact. And so we use that as a space to call attention to this. So, Robert and Liz, I don't know if you want to add to that.
Yeah, you've covered it pretty well. If I can interrupt for just a couple of moments, Jenny, Liz, we have Monty joining us from South Korea. He's a deported veteran also. If what I'd like to do, if possible, right now is if we could kindly, go over a brief introduction. I know we have a couple of additional people that joined in after the meeting started, and then maybe we can have Monty tell us a little bit about himself.
Yeah, that would be perfect. If you like, this could be a good moment, and then we could go ahead and start talking about like the call to action also.
Absolutely. Why don't we go ahead and, since you're on the list, you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Isabella Cruz Santana. I am a PhD candidate at UC Davis. I am part of the coalition organizers, and it's really important for me, not just as a researcher from the university, but also as a community member and daughter of immigrant parents, to advocate for communities that have faced deportation and are vulnerable to deportation as a punishment, and to really have folks understand what policy has, made a lot of families go through, and right now currently like have families in limbo if they have a deportation order. So I want to make sure that my own research is also connected to solutions that we can see in our lifetime. So that's my contribution to the project, along with supporting with the social media and helping curating the stories and also the murals. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Liz. And Jenny?
Hi, everyone. My name is Jenny. I am also a doctoral candidate over at Portland State University. My research focuses a little bit about food labor, or the food system across borders, rights across borders. But really, what has always tied me to this work is that my brother's a deported veteran. And so he was deported, 16 years ago or so. And so this has been something that, for a lot of time, we quieted, right? And we didn't hear anything about it because we were kind of shamed into this idea of silencing, right? But so anyways, since then, and since seeing a lot of the good work that deported veterans have started themselves, by organizing online, this project felt really important. And so I serve as one of the organizers. So I work with a lot of the local community folks that want to bring a mural home. I also serve on the Repatriate or Patriots board. So I work with some great board members there. And yeah, so that's me.
Thank you, Jenny. Kathleen?
Hi, everyone. I live in Los Angeles, and actually I live in the county, not in the city. I am an associate member, non-veteran member of Veterans for Peace that has done asylum unarmed accompaniment across the border with asylum seekers and other people. I am a retired teacher for LAUSD and a member of the United Teachers of Los Angeles. Hence, we tried to get that letter, and we have a motion that was passed that we're really excited about. I am a family, a very diverse family. My family, my kids' father migrated from Mexico some years ago when he was 5. And my sister is married to someone who migrated from Nigeria, and previously married to someone from Ethiopia who may be deported in the near future, unfortunately. So I just really feel this project in all different ways of being a military family, of being a grandmother and a mother of children that may be affected. And I'm glad to be here. And I have several different groups I work with. National Lawyers Guild as a legal observer and unarmed accompaniment, and also the MLK Coalition of Greater Los Angeles. I'm a co-founder of that. I kind of consider myself a networker. I work with a lot of different groups across the United States and across the borders. So just honored to be here with such great people, and seeing the work of all of you is amazing. Welcome.
Thank you, Kathleen. And how about Javier, our artist?
Yes, hi everybody. My name is Javier Salazar. I go by artist name Deported Artist. I was raised in Oakland, California. I've been living in Tijuana for the last 7 years since my deportation. I'm a deported permanent resident and part of a separated family. Thank you.
Thank you, Javier. Monty, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Monty Haynes. I came to US in '78. My situation is a little bit, it's kind of, let's say, it's hard to explain. I was adopted in 1981. I went through like 3-4 foster family before I was adopted. Went to high school there, went to college, 2-year college. Then I joined the military. From there, I went to Persian Gulf. And after that, I kind of screwed up. I just went through a bad time during the military season. My aunt passed away. Passed away during when I was still stationed at Fort Blitz. After I got discharged other than honorable. Been trying to change to under honorable, but since I'm in South Korea, I can't do nothing much. Last week I went to US for to deliver some stuff. I got stopped by Border Patrol at the airport. They asked me a bunch of questions and they told me that I should have never been deported because my first family I went to, then to my second family, then to my third final family, there was kind of mess up in my citizenship. So right now, they told me that I need to fill out N600, but I've been hearing a lot about that where they tell people that they don't qualify for it because they're too old. So right now I'm trying to get hold of embassy here in Korea to apply for the N600. So been here, I got deported in November 4th, 2009. So I've been here ever since. Also the judge I had, immigration judge, said that I'm lifetime banned for like coming to US. So I don't know if that's true or what. So that's about my story.
Thank you, Monty. Appreciate that. And I'm sorry, folks, my computer went kind of off a little bit. And I think we still need Juan and Ivy. Is that correct?
What's that?
Yes, hello, Robert.
Yeah, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. Well, my parents took me to the, oh, hello, my name is Juan Quiros. I am a United States Army deported veteran. My parents took me to the United States at the age of 5 back in 1983. I lived in the United States for about 30 years. I served in Fort Irwin, California, and I caught a case in 2009 on the conspiracy charge. I did receive an honorable discharge, and I have 4 children. They're all American citizens. My wife is an American citizen. She had 3 brain aneurysms and 3. Chava, I know. I have 4 kids, Chava. That's my son. They are here with me in Mexico. They travel back and forth. So my wife is permanently disabled. I am also working with, the other groups, and I finally contacted my Congresswoman Cori Bush here in St. Louis this morning, and they gave me information and asked me to fill out a form for privacy and for representation. So I will be hearing from her soon. I am also waiting on this mural project, but I have a couple of issues that I'd like to speak, maybe later on when we start getting into that. But thank you.
Gracias, Juan. Ivy,
Yeah, I got you. Hold up.
you got, okay, good,
Yeah.
thank you.
Hey, everyone. My name's Ivan Ocon, U.S. Army deported veteran. I've been deported for about 5 years. I'm the director here at Deported Veteran Support House Juarez and NCOIC of Joint Military Assistance Command, Juarez Detachment. And I'm here to support the mural any way I can as possible. We got a big event for Memorial Day here. We're gonna have Colonel Quesada and one of the general, I think he's out of Denver. He's gonna be down here from JMAC, and as well, we're gonna have a couple of chiefs from the Sioux tribe down here supporting the cause. They have aligned with us down here, and we might have some mariachis too playing and everything. So, and hopefully we're gonna unveil some the fallen soldier memorial mural, and we have other banners and other stuff we're gonna display as well. And I don't know if recently March 15th they declared in Las Cruces, New Mexico, honoring Deported Veterans Day. So we're gonna try to pass some we're gonna try to pass that proclamation in a couple other states, and hopefully some of the veterans could do the same at home. Contact the Congress people and everything like that. So let's see what happens.
Great, thank you, Ivy. And we've got somebody I don't recognize, Floric. Yes, hello, Floric? No, okay, well, we can come back. Friends, I've got somebody else that just joined us in, and I'll go ahead and let her introduce herself. She's a great friend that we met here in Tijuana a couple of years ago. And well, like I said, we'll let her introduce herself. Louis?
Hi, guys. I'm Javier Salazar, U.S. Army, retired, 20-something years, combat vet. I lived in Tijuana for a while, and that's how I met deported veterans. I was actually shocked that we deported veterans. I was one of those people that didn't know, served so many years. I've been retired 10 years now. And when I passed by there, I think it was 3 years ago, I was like, what? I thought it was a scam. So I went in the office and came out humbled and embarrassed that we do this. So up until, I guess, I lived there, I tried to help as much as I could, but I was still in a really big depression, PTSD, things like that. So I didn't get as involved as I wanted to, but new therapy, new medication, and I'm getting my life back. So the first thing I wanted to do was get back to you guys and see how I could help. And I just joined the veterans, the VFW in San Diego at Barrio Logan. And, you know, once I get involved, I got to do something. So we started talking about deported veterans, and there's, you know, they share my enthusiasm. So I wanted to see how I can help. And Robert brought up one of the murals because we are in like the corner of Barrio Logan. I don't know if any of you've been there, but it's prime real estate. And every Saturday they have something called like La Vuelta, or like there's like once a month they have La Vuelta, and it's like all these cars that go out there, but it's full every weekend, every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It is packed there. The amount of people that will see something like this, you know, you can't even quantify it there. Like, it's prime real estate. So hopefully I can bring it up to them, and, you know, we'll see what else we can do, or, you know, try to get the word out. Because, you know, even when I bring it up to some of my soldiers, they're shocked that this happened. So it's obviously not out there. I served 20 years and I don't remember anyone ever mentioning a deported veteran. So I'm sorry about that.
Thank you, Libby. And Libby, you chatted down when some of the other folks had done their introduction, and I don't like to repeat stuff, but I think it's important that that you hear from some of the other coalition members, especially Jenny and Liz, Kathleen, who have been great pillars here with our movement. So, ladies, if you wouldn't mind just briefly reintroducing yourself to Libby. By the way, folks, those that are military veterans, Libby was a combat medic, so you can imagine the type of trauma that she has seen, that she has experienced in her combat days.
Yeah, go ahead and introduce myself. Yeah, thank you, Robert. So thank you, Libby. I'm super excited to hear about like Barrio Logan. I am very familiar with the area, especially like Chicano Park, and so it's amazing. So yeah, I'm super excited to hear your ideas. So definitely let's stay in touch. As Robert mentioned, I'm one of the leads here for the coalition, for the project, and I support in curating the stories and also support in getting the murals. So yeah, let's stay in touch. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Hi, Libby. This is Kathleen Hernandez in Los Angeles County. And welcome. Glad to have you on board. And I'm an organizer here, and I'm not a veteran, but I have family members that are, and I've been part of Veterans for Peace for many, many years. I've done a lot of asylum work across the border. I have family all down in San Diego. And actually, I'm very familiar with Barrio Logan because the Peace Resource Center is there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with that. Ann Baron is the one of the board members there, and she's a friend of mine. And we've done a lot of educational things there. And I'd love to at some point get you connected with my dear friend Wendy Barranco, who's also a combat medic. Do you know Wendy?
No, I don't. I'd love to meet them. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So, yeah. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you, Kathleen. Jenny.
Just really quick, hi, Kathleen. I'm so glad that you said that you're the networker, because you have a tremendous amount of networks. It's amazing that you're lending and supporting us, and we really appreciate your support. Libby, first of all, I just want to thank you for, wanting to, like what you said, your words that, you want to help and you want to support deported veterans, and you see some of them here online, Ivan and Juan, and it's great that you want to do that with your time. My name is Jenny. I live over here in Portland, Oregon. I'm going to school, but I'm from Bakersfield, California. My brother is a deported veteran. That's how I got involved in some of the networks. I work with Repatriate Our Patriots, which is a small nonprofit up here in Oregon. And yeah, we're just really excited for you to be here and to share space with us. I do know San Diego. I lived there for like 4 years when I was going to school. And so, yeah, no, it'd be great to have a mural out there. And then we could talk offline and see which one would be the most suitable. They're all suitable, right? But which one
Yeah.
is really perfect for it. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you guys for, allowing me to join in.
On the contrary, Libby, it's really an honor to have you here with us. Like you said, we met you a couple of years ago, and we're just glad that you're back again.
Thank you.
Great. I think we were going to talk a little bit about the advocacy part. We're going to go backward.
I think we're just gonna skip to the call to action.
Okay.
Yeah, just to make sure we keep track of time for people. I know that they might have to jump off, but we want to make sure that yes, the murals are really important. Sharing the stories are crucial, right? To bring in awareness to the testimonies that our community that we're representing through the artwork, that people actually listen to these stories. I want to highlight that this is not the first time people are telling their stories in regards to deportation, that this has been happening for years. And what we're trying to do with this project is bring everyone together to the table, who is willing to, work in collaboration to really make sure that, people understand what deportation is like and how it affects not just the individual who is displaced, but then also their immediate family and their communities. So next week, and this is where we need your help. Tuesday, April 13th, we are going to have a phone banking action, and we're going to be calling representatives, senators, and also sending emails and writing letters, and where we're going to advocate and really put into words and leave messages to people that need to hear and really take action in behalf of our communities. So if you're interested in joining us next Tuesday, we'll be posting more information on our social media and our website. And if you are on our WhatsApp group, you will get this information directly to you. But we really need the support in having folks joining us in the morning to make these calls, to send these emails, and just really help us advocate and amplify the messages. And like I mentioned, we don't want to get lost in just the murals. Although these are crucial, we want to make sure that we're making the calls and really getting the people that need to be on board to be aware that, community, U.S. citizens really want this to happen. So we are the voters, and we really we can make policy change. So this is something that is really important. So if you are available, definitely watch out for our social media posts. It's going to be, early in the morning, but I mean, what a better way to start your mornings, right? And really, putting into action the things that we always want to do, right? That we say that we support our immigrant communities and that we want our families to be reunited again. So this is an opportunity to do that. And so just a reminder, we have on Saturday, the Mural Unveiling in Mexico City. Many of us are going to be there as speakers. With Oda, who is organizing this beautiful mural unveiling online through Zoom. So if you're interested, definitely register. You can find more information on our social media and also our Facebook event. And then I also want to remind that on April 17, we're having 2 events. The second flyer is still not done yet, but Santa Paula and LA with Kathleen. So super excited to see, the organizing in multiple spaces. And again, you can find all of our information and updates on our social media. And just to conclude just with this presentation, I want to make sure folks also remember that we have fundraisers going on. So let me refresh my PowerPoint really quick. Okay, perfect. Okay. So we want to make sure, a lot of these actions, the murals have been possible because of community and organizing and the support from, the people who are following the project. So just as a reminder, we are currently fundraising for the mural installation, specifically for DC, which is going to happen pretty soon. We have Venmo, we have GoFundMe, Facebook, And then also Texas, for El Paso, they are fundraising for the mural that they're creating. So this is all also available online, and we'll make sure to repost this also, in case you want to help us share these, and and if you're interested in also supporting us that way. And a super, super big favor also, for us, it's really important to find walls. Unfortunately, that has been one of the barriers that we've been facing so far. And, you know, we really want one for Oakland. That's where Javier is from. And some of these cities, we already kind of like got them down, but we want to make sure that, we help organizers really get these walls. Washington, D.C. is another crucial space. So if you know anyone out there that can really support us with the wall, that's all they have to do. They don't have to pay or anything or get any type of permit. It's just saying yes and helping us make this happen. And just to conclude, I want to remind folks that the Broken Nature exhibition is currently open in Morro Bay. So if you're interested, all the information is on the slide, as well as the next events are happening pretty soon. So I want to say thank you. And Jenny and Robert, if you want to add any words to conclude the presentation.
None on my part, Liz. Again, like you said, I just want to thank everybody for being here and the work that everybody is doing to continue to create awareness, so that we're not left behind in the immigration plan that Mr. Biden is going to be presenting in the next few days. It's great work. Let's keep going. There's a lot of progress that's being made. There's a lot more to go, but with everybody's help, we can do it. We can make that difference.
Hey, Lisbeth, just to throw in real quick, since you mentioned it, because I'll forget, there is an organization called Movement Generation based out of Oakland, California. And they're your ticket. They're a community organization. Maybe I'm connected with them. So just remind me.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Yeah, who knows?
You might get lucky, which is what we need.
Yeah.
Libby, if you want to put your email address there on the chat, so Liz and Jenny can pick it up, and we can go ahead and include you in our mailing list and keep you updated and everything going on.
Okay, Jenny, do you have any closing remarks?
No, not really. Again, I just want to thank everybody on the call today and everybody that's going to watch this later on YouTube, and honestly, all the people that I've been working with every day. A lot of you here and others that aren't here. It's wonderful and beautiful to see how many people are connected to this issue, and just thank you. I know that we have this urgency of 100 days, but we know that the work is going to continue beyond that. And so, again, thank you.
Great. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. I'll start recording now, just to make sure that the call stays.
I have a question, if it's okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.